cracker. This one will be just as good. John Levine, Michael Crutcher here, the first of the Div 1 games. Michael, welcome back.
Thanks, John. Yes, the first of the boys' Div 1 games. And here we go, and we've got Ignatius Park College about to kick off to Padua College, two great Confraternity Shield powerhouses, both winners of the Shield in previous years.
Yeah, and the crowd's actually come around to have a look at this one, haven't they? They've starting to build up all four sides.
Yeah, well, let's put this one in context in terms of Ignatius Park College going for 3 consecutive Confraternity Shield wins. It's only been done twice before, once by Iggy Park 10 years ago. They won between 2011 and 2013 in a team that included Valentine Hones and Cohen Hess. Before them, St. Pat's Mackay won 5 in a row from 1988. So hard to win 3 in a row. This is the start of Iggy Park's campaign. And against a team that Padua that's been very good in its rugby union season. As there's a knock on there, Padua, very good rugby union season. They're coming to league now, so we've mentioned this earlier in the day. These teams that come off rugby union seasons, like Padua coming into league. Iggy Park's already played 3 games, I think, in the Aaron Payne Cup against some pretty good opposition. So we've got teams at different stages of their seasons, but some quality players on both sides, and this will be one of the good games of Confro.
Yeah, they ripped the heart out of the home side last year, didn't they? Ignatius Park, under lights.
They did. They won the grand final very well last year against St. Pat's Mackay. There's been a change this year. Steve Lansley, the coach, has taken them to the last 2 grand finals. Steve had a switch this year. He's at Southern Cross now in Townsville. Their Div 3 team starting to mould that team. So Zeb Kyle is the new coach of Iggy Park this year.
So with Raider Vetta, that's the 30-metre line, centre of the park, field 1. Here, Confraternity 2023. Ignatius Park, big body there, and Nelson Ian Kennedy. That's to the 20-metre line. Slow play the ball. They go to the right-hand side. It's with Munro. He gets the offload. They're getting about 12 short now. They've got on the back line here, the men in blue and white. Bragg. Second rower. Gets up on the 10. Goes for a dart from dummy half to Thompson. And Thompson will go over and score. And Thompson, wow, that was too easy. And the hooker goes over.
Yeah, Colby Thompson, he's one of those players that we've heard a bit about over the years and just capitalising on that mistake early. So Colby Thompson, a very dangerous hooker as we have a look at that replay now.
Through the dummy, through the stitches out of the ball.
Yeah, he's a starting hooker for the Townsville Blackhawks Malmaninga Cup under-18 team. He started in their grand final. Very good defender, and as we can see in attack, he can find some gaps, and that'll be the challenge for some of these teams coming off their rugby union seasons. There's some very good players. In Padua College, captained by Mitch Rogers, a hooker who was in the Confraternity Merit team last year, so he's back. Not many guys make the Confro Merit team in year 11. Mitch Rogers has done that. He's got a contract with the Bulldogs.
Ooh.
So again, some of these guys we know are contracted. They've got NRL deals already. They've been already spotted, and they play pretty good footy as that is converted. So again, Iggy Park now, as we watch this replay, just the dart, the dummy, and the step.
Wow. All comes on the back of the error too. We're talking about little 1%ers.
There's some good things to watch out for here. Padua too. The Rooney brothers, Callum and Aiden, are out there.
Oh, they're backing up again.
They are backing up. Yeah, they were.
I don't remember my own children's names. I can remember some footy players. They were standouts last year. Just a quick one from the previous game. The Sankeys, are they brothers from I can't remember what team. It doesn't matter.
That question's too
Joel,
good for me.
Joel, yeah. We'll come back to later. So,
but
the
Rooney boys, brothers, not twins.
Numbers to the left. Short ball. Raider Vetta. Still 4-on-2 here. Cut out ball. Takes it in front of his face. There's Purdy. Purdy will take the tackle. Not before he gets up 9 metres inside Padua's part of the ground. Again with a second carry here. Jana Raider Vetta. Last tackle now here for Ignatius Park. Puts a kick in. Bounces. Oh, lovely pickup right on the bootlace. That thing was going end over end. That's not an easy thing to do, Michael Crutcher.
No, that was a great pickup with runners coming through on him as well. We'll look at the captain for Iggy Park, Jonah Rada-Vida. You've mentioned him a few times already, John. There's a knock-on that's going to test Padua here. But we've seen some big bodies over recent years in the title-winning teams for Iggy Park. Last year, Jamal Shibasaki was one of those. Not a dissimilar build to what Jonah Rada-Vida brings to Iggy Park this year. Jamal Shibasaki already playing Queensland Cup, so the progression can be quick for some of these guys as they go into their senior footy after they leave this, so they can move fast. And we saw Xavier Coates playing NRL 12 months after playing Confro a few years ago, so it can be quick.
Handy play knows where the sideline is and the corner post. Oh, that's a pass that shouldn't have been pushed. Padua up with relief, get the footy back. And that was the first tackle.
Yeah, I'd imagine Zeb Kyle as coach wouldn't be pleased with that. There was a full set. They could have tested Padua there, but that's schoolboy footy. We know that with some great moments, and we also have some mistakes, and Padua get the chance to come out of their own territory.
Yeah, back tries. That would have hurt. Throws a dummy there to Celine. He's backing up again from last year. I remember he was Jaden Celine. Big bodies. Aiden Rooney. Aiden Rooney runs into equally big bodies. Law again, one of those. That's the halfway line right in front. Throws a long ball back, almost with a unionish to go that far back. But anyway, it's going to end over. It's going to be tied up there by Pryor. Jack Pryor, if my memory's right, is also backing up.
Yeah, Jack Pryor, good fullback. He is backing up from last year, as is Isaiah Leedy, who's out there. Nelson Kennedy was with the Iggy Park team that won last year as well.
Tackle, good one there, cover. Tozer. Jeez, did anybody not turn up from last year? There's quite a number of players who are fronting up again. That's fantastic. Should have won grade 11 last year. Or they've repeated, which is something I should have done. Anyway.
How many times?
Well, I'd be on a seniors card in grade 12. Oh, throws a dummy, and a big dummy. Nobody's there with him. Was with Thompson, the try scorer. Comes off the chest. No idea. Padua have got that footy. This could turn into something crazy. Pushes one away is Dylan. Still going is Dylan. Dylan, oh, cut down there by the skipper and Rivera. Oh, he's on his way to the chalk. Ran out of gas. 6 to go, says the referee. Hinchy, 14 out. They're on their way to the try line at Ignatius Park. Now they've got to defend their own. Johnson driving forward, but he's been muscled to the ground there by Nelson Ian Kennedy. He'll get up and play it. Rogers fires it out. Hits it with pace down to Brock Powell. Defence here from Ignatius Park. Short ball, prop forward, big fella. Can he get across the line? The referee's right there and he's short. Good tackle there by Rada-Vida. That one's gone to nobody. Now that's Ignatius Park with the footy, and Leedy will have it.
This is all happening in this game.
Oh, he's lost the footy, or we play on here at Padua. No, we'll have a scrum. Thank you, sir. I'm running out of gas. It's like Wimbledon.
This has been frenetic so far with some of these mistakes, as we just see the break from Colby Thompson, a tremendous break, just a lovely little dummy. He had men coming too, but just couldn't take that, and Padua was away with it. So there's a bit happening in this game here, but some nice work from Padua too, down close to that line. They didn't get across, but we saw a good run there from Brock Powell, who's a captain of their first 15 team, which finished second this year. Went through undefeated till losing to St. Laurie's in the last game. So Brock Powell's there. They've got some experience. They've got some good size too, and a chance here with this back line out right.
Well, so as Michael Crutcher mentioned, the rugby union for Padua, so they've got a scrum feed. Just sort of half seeing if there's the Christmas grip from the second row, but they haven't gone to that length of their scrum. A blindside move, look out, going back into the field of play there is Celine, and Celine will take the tackle. They had 5 players out to the right side, 5-card trick, nearly came off. Rooney draws 3 defenders, push back, 9 out. It's now with Rogers. Defence comes up quickly on Dylan, and Dylan still has the footy. Looking for a quick play, the ball. Goes without it. Double knock on. Knock back, says the ref. Nah, 2 knock ons, so there'll be a scrum feed here to Ignatius Park. Just pushing the passes, Michael Crutcher.
You can just see how important Mitch Rogers is to that Padua offence. He's a captain, we mentioned. He's from the merit team last year, back this year, and you can see the trouble he'll cause Iggy Park if those passes can land close to the line. He's a real handful, but I don't think Zeb Kyle will be that unhappy about getting his defence tested here early in this tournament. It's a long way to go. We've got 2 games today, 2 games tomorrow, including the quarterfinals before Thursday and Friday. So this is when you get to know a bit about what sort of medal your team's got. We should mention Iggy Park too. They've already played St Pat's Mackay in the Aaron Payne Cup this year, and they lost that, but they drew with Kerwin from memory. Their great arch rival in Townsville, Kerwin State High. So they've had a fairly decent preparation for this one. The Aaron Payne Cup's on hold now for the school holidays.
Cool.
So we get back to play that ball again. So yeah, the Aaron Payne Cup's on holidays as we have to go back and play that, do we?
Messy.
Everyone's ready to go.
Yep.
We saw last year Iggy Park had some really good big bodies and good skill among their big forwards too. They were not afraid to throw short passes. They backed themselves. They caused trouble for defences, but they got past St Pat's Mackay in the grand final last year. But of course, probably the most epic game of Div1 last year was the 12-6 win over St Brendan's Yeppoon in the semi-final. So as we know, these carnivals aren't all won just on the final. A lot happens in the meantime.
More structured set there from Ignatius Park. Just one out stuff to get to a kick. Nothing flash, just get the basics right. They do lead. 40-20 into the breeze. It's going to bounce back into the field of play here, and Purdy will pick it up, beats the first tackle.
That was smart from Mitch Rogers. He needed the off break. He got the leg break instead.
Yeah, the Doostra. So he got a little bit of a clip on the chin on the way through. Just fell into it, but still made contact with the head. Every attempt to hit the cameraman.
Cameraman safe up there.
Yeah, he's got more armour than Ed Kelly. Tap restart, hands out in front. Where he goes now to replace the player, and no worry. Murray will get up slowly. Centre of the park again, going Ignatius Park through their prop forward and
it's a knock on.
Wyatt Lorrigan.
There, maybe no. Play on.
Marker defence comes up pretty quickly with Bell, and Bell, they've lost some dirt there before he gets to the late offload. Fullback goes for a charge, and Pryor, and Jake Pryor, 15 out now. Warning bells here for Padua. Still a couple of tackles to go. They got a set play out here to the left-hand side. It's out the back to the halfback, and Bell, cut apple, finds Leedy. Leedy in turn finds the winger, and Purdy will go over and score. Touchy doesn't put his flag up. The ref's right there, and they score their second.
Yes, a through the hands play from Iggy Park to get that second. It came down to that Mitch Rogers with the 40-20. It was a really good attempt. It should have been done. It didn't go quite the right way. Off the penalty, they come down here, set up, open on the left-hand side, the cutout pass. It's a good execution. Just enough room in the corner for Purdy to score the try. Kynan Purdy. So an early jump for Iggy Park here.
Yeah, well, it's end-to-end stuff, but like I said, was that previous set, they just settled it down. Michael Crutcher, they just ran it up the middle, got to their kick.
And we saw in that play as well, Jack Pryor coming in with his run down that right-hand side, and that's what Iggy Park does have. They've got the dangers of Colby Thompson, and the captain, Jonah Radavita, and those bodies in the forwards, but then you get the likes of Pryor, who's obviously can cause trouble as a fullback, and that's what the defences will have to watch out for. There are multiple threats in this team, as there are every year, it seems, for Iggy Park.
Isaiah Leedy with... He's got the ball 2 inches inside the chalk. Strikes it pretty good. Gets there. Important kick. 10 or 12 nil, I should say. Have a look at this again. So it's gone... That's the right-hand side of the uprights. Goes through the hand. They had a set play. I said it in the call. Double cut-out passes. Juggles it a little bit there. There's Leedy before he finds his man, and over he goes.
We mentioned earlier today too, the teams coming across from playing rugby union seasons, just trying to get that defensive coordination set too. We know it takes a bit of time to get your communication working as well as you can. So Iggy Park's got the advantage of some extra time. That's gone out on the full. That breeze, it's picked up as the day's gone on, and it's quite difficult. That breeze wouldn't have gone out that kick for game 1, but it's going out for game 3.
Well, this morning I said, it's not as windy, and Andrew, our producer, said, it's supposed to pick up, and, well, move over, Ray Wilkie. She's spot on. It has picked up. That's not the first time that we saw a kick go out the full in the first half, in the previous game as well. Only just, but still. Here they come again, Iggy Park. This left-hand side is causing some damage, and here we go again. It's with Isaiah Leedy. There's the chalk, he's right there. Padua didn't go on with it, would have been a penalty. Bell. Now he finds a replacement with Nawari. 12 out from the try line. Dummy half is Brewer. Look at him go. Ray Vita gets the offload. He's a big body, big presence on the park for Ignatius. Through the hands, lovely stuff, left to right stuff. The fullback and Jack Pryor denied. Good defence there from the Oliver Corey. Numbers here, surely has to reach for it. Great defence from Padua, puts him in the touch. A try-saving tackle at that.
Yeah, good defence in that left corner, and maybe the play before was a play to go to that right there when they decided to straighten it up. But good defence from Padua, and they'll be able to work this ball out from their own set with a bit under 4 minutes to go in this half. So they'll want to try and get down there and see if they can get some points before the break.
Where'd that 16 minutes go?
Yeah,
my goodness.
Well, it's all the action.
I thought, can you read that? And you are reading it right.
Well, change of possession there was. It didn't stop for a while.
Unbelievable. All right.
And we'll see this too in the second half, because we've got, good-sized benches here, as you need to have to get through 6 games in 4 playing days and unlimited interchanges. So that's part of the art of trying to do as well as you can at Confro, is trying to manage your squad as well as you can.
It's the same as Simon Gillies. Even though you're the number 21 player, you've got a big role to play.
Yeah, that's right, because the teams that invariably do well are the ones that can draw on their bench. As Mitch Rogers goes again in that corner.
Pryor. There's a wall of chocolate and orange. Is that the right colours? Would Elmore get into me if I said
you'd have to ask him.
No.
It's obviously a jersey that's been... Well, there's a turnover. It's a jersey that's been worn by some great players over the years. It's such a distinctive jersey. Lindsay Collins, of course, the man of the match, Origin 2 last week, wore this jersey and wore it well. Now we've got players like David Chillington, who's coaching Villanova College this week. David Chillington, David Stagg, and of course we go back to the likes of Paul Vorton, Paul McCabe, pre-Confro days.
Wow.
But it's been a college that's had a great rugby league tradition. It's missed one Confro from memory, Padua, one only. It was a foundation team in 1980, and it's powered through with a lot of commitment to the cause.
Oh, it goes without it. Oh, Ignatius Park will be happy about that. Padua not so, because they had 2 minutes to claw back this 12-0 lead that Ignatius Park have put on the scoreboard.
Yeah, just on that replay now that...
He wasn't supposed to get that.
Yeah,
I think his hands up at all.
But it was worth trying to see if they could push through that line so close to half time. But this is a danger set for Padua here. A bit over 90 seconds to go.
True.
And Iggy Park can score long-range tries.
True. 2 on 2. This is the tough thing about set plays and scrums, that you use 1-on-1, isn't it? You've got to take your man down. He's got the advantage of a step that you don't know about. Penalty. Well, not ideal. Wow. Why would you be a coach, Mike? Can you please explain that to me?
I couldn't be. I wouldn't last 5 minutes.
I see no advantage in your mental stress to be a coach at all. But anyway, 5 minutes. Oh, the ref's gone over as well. He's not for the first time.
The cricket pitch is causing havoc for
the referees. It's got a bit of a bump, I think, yeah. So they're going backwards, of course. Here's a chance down the right-hand side. It's with Gall. Gall! Throws the ball. Oh, hits the face. I don't think he was ready there for it. I don't think it was Perth. It's actually Corradini.
I think he just had a quick look up at the cover coming across, and the look up was just enough to to foil that raid for Iggy Park. That was promising too. We've got 40 seconds left, so that would have been a critical try.
Totally. Could have just been enough to get him over the line. But anyway, Padua, and they'll get a penalty. I've got about 20 seconds to fine touch or take a quick tap.
We've mentioned that Padua is a previous Confro Shield champion, and of course probably one of their most famous wins, even though it wasn't in the grand final, was their semi-final win over St Brendan's in Bundaberg 4 years ago. They came from 18-0 down. Actually, I think it was a draw that they won on try count back from memory, but anyway, they went through.
There's a train hooter and the ground hooter. Hang on, it's going to be knocked on. Still alive. No, referee's going to call a penalty to... He's inside the 10 from the kick. So he's going to give a penalty here to Ignatius Park. So it's not half-time just yet. So a try in the second minute to Colby Thompson, and another one, Kynan Purdy. We'll look at that after the half-time whistle. And where's the fullback for Padua? Here he comes.
Heading back now towards the 20.
It doesn't look like anybody wants to chase. It looks like it's just going to go through the hands. So here we go. Half-time siren is gone. Oh, he has to reach for that. That'll be the end of that play. Unfortunately, he didn't get it quite as clean as he'd like, and that is half-time, 12 points to 0. So 2 tries to 2 converted tries.
Yeah, I think both teams will realise that they had some good patches there. Just a bit clunky sometimes in attack there. Some of the passes not going exactly where they needed, but you know, enough promise from both teams. 2 tries and a half that promised a few more, but at least Padua within striking distance. And of course the first try, Colby Thompson with the dummy, the step and the crash over. That was the first, and then the second one, the backline play through the hands that found the corner.
Yes, well structured try. I said there was a set play. So we'll take a break here at half time. It's 12-0. Padua College to do it all. They've got the potential. Can they do it?
We see you working hard, juggling, dreaming, climbing. We see your ambition, your dedication. We see you gaining confidence in our spaces and on our screens. Yeah, we see you doing more and going further. With CQ University Australia, it's time to be what you want to be.
This is a city where the sun shines all year, where we sing when we're winning, and we play without fear. This city is a family, and families stick together. We've always been in it to win it. This city never says never.
Yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen. Padua down 12-0. They might play some razzle-dazzle catch-up footy in the back half if they're down by 12 as well. And Ignatius Park tries to Purdy and Thompson. We are underway. It's going to go down the throat. That has picked up. Oh,
it's a good take.
You do no wrong, Ray DeVita. That just bounced right into his hands. Could have gone anywhere.
It could have.
Jeez. So Padua, just not panic too much, as I said. I think 12-0.
Yeah, I think one of the aims here will be just to try and get some of those passes to stick a bit better. They were a bit wayward, some of them in the first half for whatever reason. if they can start to play better field position, because it has gone from end to end a little bit.
I think, look, for Padua, they will get better as the carnival gets on because of the season of rugby union.
And they have, you're right, John. That's been something that the AIC teams have done.
Gets the offload. Webster, it's a kick in. Chase Webster's good. Knocks him off balance and gets finished off in the end there by Zygal. Gets to the 20-metre line. They're in a bit of a bunch of Padua at the moment. They're trying to get it up there, but the line defence here from Ignatius Park is lickety split. They're out there under starters orders and bang, up they come. It's a tiny 10 for mine, but anyway, it could be wrong. Should I play with that 10 metres? To the right, and again, they're just going to try and get to their kick and get a good bit of purchase on their last. Now it is. They're still 12 metres short of halfway. Puts a boot on. It's a pretty good kick. Splits the winger and the fullback. Pops up there for Pryor. And a good chase there coming through from Salim.
Yeah, both teams will be happy with that, getting through to the kicks in those first sets just to settle it down a bit. So
they go to the left-hand side, and the referee actually was called a couple of Padua players out from the coming up because they were encroaching. Radavita just draws defenders. The damage he does by just his presence because of the attention he commands just gives the opposition one less man in the defensive line. So here's a good carry again. This is from Afu. Now it's the last. That was a quick set of 6 here, such as the nature of the quick play. The ball, Ignatius Park. They go to the left. Little kick over the top here. It's going to be tied up the back there by Padua's Will Webster, and he'll pick that up on the 10. So clinical from Ignatius Park, Michael.
Yeah, we've had 3 completed sets so far in the half. The thing about Iggy Park, when they've won the last 2 confros, they have, and that goes back to 2019 because of course we had COVID in 2020 and 21 was abandoned after only a couple of days, but they do have a style of playing entertaining football under coach Steve Lansley. They scored good long range tries, they backed themselves for their forwards to pass the ball. It was good to watch, so they're not afraid to pass it today as well as that ball goes back and then goes forward.
Better kick that. Their field position was marginally better for that kick, probably by a metre or 2, but this one wasn't a deep one to split the backs. He's gone to that corner, into the wind, in swirling conditions, and just tested that sideline as well. He had to know where that was.
Yeah, I think that
knocked it back and then knocked it on, as you said.
That breeze is a good asset for the kickers today because it is moving about a fair bit up there, and we just saw that kick then was a good example. Not a good day to be a winger or a fullback here.
Any day really is a chance here for Padua. Catch a pass, try. Oh, it loses it. Right in front of me, the Padua can't put their hands on their heads. I cannot believe he snatched at it.
All but over there, just a little bit of a bump, and the Death did well here. The draw and quick hands here.
He's just got a hand there, Ignatius Park player, yeah. So is he awarded the scrum fee to because of that? No, it's gone to Ignatius Park.
Flat.
Yep.
But some good signs for Padua to be able to come down there and use that kick turnover to try and put some pressure on. They'll be pleased with that despite the drop.
Ignatius Park win it, as you'd expect. But the thing about the breeze we had at Bundaberg was from right to left, all carnival. There's an error there for Padua, chance. They sniff an opportunity here. Whereas here it's swirling, isn't it? It's more of a westerly and it's just coming and going, whereas it was just consistently one-way traffic wind tunnel at Bundaberg. But this is really testing.
I think Bundaberg was an unnamed cyclone.
Wasn't it? It's ridiculous. Didn't I go through some lip balm? Wow.
It is definitely swirling here. It's not as powerful as the Bundaberg cyclone. I don't want to be up in this scaffolding we are at Bundaberg.
No, Bundaberg, no. We wouldn't be in Kansas much longer. So Padua, here's an opportunity. Still plenty of footy, 15 to go. Just need to hang on the footy, complete their sets, get either a line drop out, try to be better of course, but just don't panic. Padua, under ball now here. Finn Dalton, 10 out, right in front of the crossbar. Two hookers out there. If the 9 and 14 play the way they normally do, that's Corroy, and that's going to be a penalty for a double movement.
Yeah, gee, it's close here for Padua, isn't it? They're really peppering that line at the moment. Have to see this one on replay.
I think that's what the ruling was. Goes there and maybe tries to promote it.
Yeah.
Look who's there. Guy in pink. Spots it straight away. Can't trick him right that close. But anyway.
Yeah, Finn Dalton on now as well for Padua. Another good hooker. He's a North Devils junior. Brings some good experience into the squad as well. So they've got some good club league players here, Padua. Even though they've been playing their rugby union season, they've got a real rugby league background and players who have been playing league, albeit not together as a school.
Half a bust there on the left side. They need to keep an eye on him. Kennedy on the halfway line. Last tackle. To kick over there. That should be safe. I thought they were going to do a Gillespie and War there for a second, but no, they come up with it in Humphreys.
Gillespie and War.
Was it Gillespie?
Certainly was.
Yeah.
Candy.
Correct.
It's always entertaining with you, John, with your references.
Well, I was going to say...
It's a pop culture fest. That's a good offload in the end.
Keeping it alive here. Look at this. Throws a dummy. Gets over the halfway line.
Inside ball was a chance there too. So Padua causing some troubles. Rogers again takes the line on there.
Jeez,
passes are sticking.
Playing some razzle-dazzle footy. Ignatius Park get a penalty deep in it as well. That's probably frustrated because Kennedy just hung on a little bit too long here. So I would like to kick it into the corner. The breeze just dropped for a second. Tin cup.
Yeah, the things about Confra and what you see happen. I mean, don't forget Iggy Park was essentially the second best school in Queensland last year. It lost the Queensland Schools title to Ipswich from memory. So, I mean, this is high quality schoolboy footy. Padua, deep out of rugby union season into league season. They're down by 2 tries, but they're pressing the try line. So that's what Confra does. It's a great contest.
Under ball now. Finn Dalton, as mentioned by Michael Crutching, draws a couple of defenders, but he stands in the tackle. Rogers, lock 4, wants to have a crack at Hinchy. He's close to the line. He gets the offload there, but he was being called by Ignatius player, and he gets the footy, so turnover. Hinchy, give it to me, and he did.
Just the excitement of getting close to the line there for Padua.
Well, I mentioned patience, and here's a bust now here. Ignatius Park, bit of a goosey. He's going to take the tackle there, Jack Pryor. Not before he gets across the halfway line. There's 3 Paduas. Now they're starting to get back into the line here. That's been a long time to get him off the ball. Lucky not to be penalised. Surely he's going to happen now. Referee's going to say move back on the mark. Woo-woo. Now everybody's back. Referee's going to come up and point to the mark.
Yeah, that's Jack Pryor just with a simple dummy there before. And went half the length of the field, and that's what Iggy Park can do quickly there after all the pressure that Padua put on down there. They played so well, just couldn't get across the line.
Stowers carry there. Gets the offload, Rodovita, and now it's in the hands of Bell. And Bell hit in turn, gets the offload into Leedy. Bulldogged into the turf and the cover defence from Padua. Has to reach for that. Rodovita steps off the right, goes back in, takes the tackle this time of Nicholas Hinchy. Penalised earlier for a double movement. Blindside, bashing his way towards the line is Leedy, and Leedy will go over and score, and that's against the run of play, if you will, and they get their 3rd try.
Yeah, definitely against the run of play after the sustained Padua pressure at the other end, but the prior break, the dummy from down towards his own try line, makes a run of about 50 metres, and then the pressure here. Quick out of dummy half, ran a great line, just too difficult to stop so close to the line. So they're those little ones that can turn games after that pressure, and it was withstood by Iggy Park, and down the other end they come to go to a 16-0 lead with about 9 minutes to go.
Yeah, he gets a call close to the line there, the Padua player. And there's a call from an Ignatius player. Pops it to him. Off he goes. They make a bust up the middle through, I think, Pryor.
We saw there too the number 18 for Padua just coming off the field. Thomas Chapman looked like he might have had a bit of a hamstring type problem. We hope it's not too bad. He came straight off, and you know, that's Confro. You get so excited for it over so many months, even longer. You want to get to Confro, and you always feel for the players who get out there and cop a bump early on, especially with a big week of footy coming up. So with all of those players, we do hope that they recover and are back out there as quickly as they can.
Yeah, I know. Feeling of pain of a hammy every morning. Getting out of bed. Just got to tape it up. Conversion short because of that breeze. So 16-0. Well, 8.5 to go. It's all for Padua to do. We thought they threw it around a little bit before, Michael. They might see some enterprising and unorthodox footy now from Padua.
Yeah, Kine and Kennedy just a couple of steps out of dummy half there and picks up the good line from Isaiah Leedy back from last year. He was in the winning squad in Mackay for Iggy Park.
Yeah, he was. William Tozer was a defending player there, and I think William needed to change his last name to Dozer to stop that rampaging there from Leedy. He did all his best, threw it at him. Unfortunately, too strong.
And that was a big hit there. I think both players are feeling the effects of that, just bringing the ball back from the restart, and both players as it was heavy contact, and we see a fair bit of that.
Well, the other thing with rugby union is the contact's usually only 1 or 2 metres apart, whereas with rugby league you're running the whole 8. There you go. He's got himself a bit of a winded or a bit of a sternum injury, but I'm not a doctor. I know, because I try to inject myself with disinfectant like Dr. Trump told me to do. It didn't work. Well, I glowed in the dark for a week.
Your licence is revoked.
It was revoked. And he kept his job. Figure that out.
For a time anyway.
For a time, insanity prevails. So this doesn't help Padua's cause, that stoppage. 6.5 to go. They need a turnover of possession. They're probably a bit too smart. I just saw previously when they had that 1 out stuff, they'll probably do the same thing again here. Just hang on the footy and get to their kick. Nothing too flashy from Ignatius Park. Get the job done. Take the win and go and resettle. They'll have another game this afternoon, I believe.
They do it.
Or they play 1 today and 2 tomorrow?
No, they play 2 today. And this is a really tough pool, this one, because later this afternoon, Marymount College and Emmaus College Rockhampton are both in this pool as well. So we always look at the way these pools end up. They're done on seedings from last year as a turnover on that. So this pool for Division 1, it's Division 1 Pool A, Ignatius Park College, Marymount College from Burleigh Waters, Padua College obviously, and Emmaus College Rockhampton. Emmaus College recently defeated St Brendan Jepoon in a Dolphins Cup match up there, so they come to Confro in really good form. So you get a situation where you've got 4 teams here who could be in good form. Marymount bringing several players back from last year, including Xavier Coates' brother Philip, who looks just like his brother.
Oh, yes.
And made the Confro merit team in grade 10 last year. So he's back. So there's no really gentle games in this division. This is a tough division, and it's one of the toughest divisions I think we've seen at Confro in a long time.
No, we don't gamble, but how do you find a favourite out of all that?
Well, that's the thing this year.
Unbelievable.
You know, players come and players go. We know that. So, but we know that some of the schools are traditionally pretty strong. But I'd say this Padua team is a very good team. It'll get better as it plays, yet it's up in a pool that's as strong as this one is. For Emmaus College Rockhampton, the school of Cameron Munster, another Confro graduate, and for Emmaus to defeat St Brendan's, who always come to this carnival as one of the strong chances. It just shows you that a few things have changed this year. We've got really strong pools, so there'll be 2 teams who don't get to the quarterfinals from this pool, who probably any other year are a good chance to be in there.
I dare say, amongst probably about 500 people watching this game, there'll probably be a few scouts in amongst them.
There always are.
Yeah.
A lot of these kids already on NRL deals. Certainly Cowboys with some of the Ignatius Park boys. Some of these kids have been spotted a long time ago. Others start to emerge, we know that. And a player like Philip Coates last year, year 10, burst onto the scene with a really good carnival, and he's back this year.
I do recall. So, because I looked at him, I said, geez, he looks like Coates. Sure enough, he was.
Yeah, he's
played like it.
His brother played in 2017 and 2018, 2 Confraternity Carnivals for Marymount College. Of course, Marymount coached this year as well by Matt Geyer. So Matt back in the coaching role this year, so there'll be some very good matches coming up. And his old Melbourne Storm Premiership teammate Tony Martin is coaching the Cathedral College from Rockhampton.
Ignatius Park threatening again. 20 out. Lovely play. Oh, he's got to take that tackle, go back the other way, and he does so. Does Pryor. Almost an obstruction there. Well, lovely play. Is it good? Well, I thought he was going to play short. He's walking back to point on the mark as they do, the referees. Numbers out to the right-hand side. Padua College defence comes. Oh, he runs out to the sailor. Falls over on the deck. Long ball. Oh, geez, they're trying to mess this try up. If they can get across the chalk, it'll be the ugliest try ever, but they're going to hang on. Padua. Last tackle. Pryor. Kick in goal. Doesn't quite get there. It's tidied up the back there by the hooker and Rogers. Long way down to the other end.
There are some chances out wide there, but Padua just able to hold steady, and players losing their feet as well. So as we said, Padua was going to really come along, you'd think, in this carnival, and then in their AIC rugby league season, which starts as soon as school goes back. So you can see the improvement they'll have in them. Iggy Park at the moment, they're holding them 16-0 with 2 minutes to go. So Iggy Park on the way to get their title defence off to a good start, but there's some tough games to come.
Oh, that it scores 16-0, and anybody watching thinks it's comprehensive. But to be perfectly honest, I think Padua are probably being the more impatient side, and they haven't quite got into their rugby league mode. Whereas Ignatius Park, well, they know what they do. They use their big men, solid defence there. And when they're actually under threat, they go back into their shell. They go back to plan B. They'll run it up through the forwards, get to their kick and start again. Then they'll be a bit more enterprise once they get sort of familiarity and field position. Padua just quite haven't adjusted yet, but they will come good. And as you mentioned, that game in Bundaberg, don't write them off. Play on, says a referee, and Humphreys steps off the left, coming out from behind to pull him down. Good cover defence there from the centre three-quarter, and Gawler get up and play at Padua. They're not done yet. They don't want to go to the sheds with a nil scoreboard. Surely, try. Touch judge says yes, and they finally get a try in the corner, Padua.
Well, they deserved that one with 1 minute to go. They deserved that. A nice little bust through the middle by Humphreys. He wasn't held. I think Iggy Park thought he was held.
Yeah.
It was play on. He kept going. Finn Dalton did well to push up there for support. And then the hands out left. The pass that they've been waiting for to stick, it sticks, and that's a deserved try to Padua, just close to full time, but they'll take confidence out of that. Don't forget too that I know there was a real thing for Ignatius Park in previous years to keep that line intact. So Padua deserved the try. They managed to put one try on Ignatius Park. And the try scorer, who's back from last year, Kyan Mitchell. Another one of Padua's 2022 crew.
All right, this conversion will lead half into full time. So Ignatius Park, too good in the end, 16 points to 4. And yeah, I won't say comprehensive. Padua can get better. Say sides learn more from a loss than they do from a win, and I'm sure Padua will do exactly that. So
Well,
16 points to 4.
Second half 4-all. We had the 12-0 score at half time. So, very even at stages of this game. This is that try that came off the back, I think, of Pryor's run earlier.
Yes.
Got Padua to the other end. Iggy Park to the other end after that sustained pressure. So, yeah, little things can change quickly in these games. So the try from Padua after the lead-up work from Humphreys. So they'll both take some form of confidence in this afternoon big games. Iggy Park against Marymount, Padua via Emmaus Rockhampton.
All right, stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, Confraternity 2023. We'll be back with some more action very, very soon.